Hello, my name is Dave, and I'm one of your peers in the Research Design for Political Scientists course. And I wanted to show you Zotero. It's one of the bibliography tools mentioned in the Babylon readings, and I've been using this for years, and I really like it. And what it is a free tool to help you with your research sources, as you can see here. So I'm on the main page, which is zotero.org, and this is such a great tool, and it helps for any kind of research project that I thought it was worth showing to you guys. You may already use it, and that's great. Also, the library provides a tool called RefWorks that's very similar to Zotero, and it does a lot of the same things. But the reason why I like Zotero more is it has better support for creating notes on your sources than RefWorks does. It also allows you to download the PDFs of full text articles to your computer or your phone or wherever else, and you have that full text available to you all the time. The way that RefWorks works is it's really an online tool that will provide a link to the full text, but it doesn't save a copy to your computer. So I like those two things about Zotero, the ability to take notes and also the ability to save a copy of the PDF to your computer. So to start using Zotero, you would go to their webpage here and then click on Download Now. And the way Zotero works is it has a couple different pieces. The main piece is the standalone application, and this is what you use to manage your sources. But it also has browser plugins, and this lets you collect sources as you're doing research searches in different databases. And it has plugins for Firefox, Chrome, and Safari. Right now I'm using Firefox, and I've already installed Zotero, but I also use it in Chrome. It does not have support for IE, so if that's your favorite browser, you'd still have to end up using Firefox or Chrome, one of those. And it also has an extension for Microsoft Word down here, the plugin, and that's really useful for when you're writing papers. I'm not going to talk about that in this video, though. Okay, so once you have Zotero installed, how does it work? I've already gone into JSTOR through the UNF Library website, and I'm going to do a search on articles. Part of my research question is on party identification, so I'll use that as a search term. I also know that this will return a bunch of stuff. So you'll notice here that it gives me a list, and the plugin for Zotero in my browser is the Z with this little folder. And this folder will change depending on the type of website you're on. But because I've got a list of articles here, it is now a folder. And what I can do is I can use this plugin here to save the articles into my Zotero library or my database. So the nice thing about this is with JSTOR, it provides a short description underneath each article with the title. So I can go through and say, okay, I like all of these. And once I have them identified, I can save this to Zotero, and it will save all of the articles. Actually, I have to select them here. So I could select the ones I want and click OK. And then that will add these to my database. And you can see here it gives me the title and the full text that it's saving. So that's nice. I'm doing this, like I said before, in Firefox, but I'm going to bring Chrome up. I have Chrome here, and I'm using ProQuest instead of JSTOR now. So if I do the same thing here, and actually I'm going to go ahead and check these boxes to narrow down the search results a little bit. Not that it really matters, but so the same thing, Zotero doesn't show up on the side of your browser search bar or your URL bar, address bar, it actually is inside of it. So right now I could save this search results to Zotero if I wanted to do that, but let's look at individual articles. So I don't care about Britain or Canada, so I'm going to skip that one, but let's say this one. Now I can click on this icon of the page, and it's going to do the same thing. It's going to save to the database, and it saves the full text. So that's the easiest part, is just going in, and as you're doing your searches and looking for different articles and things, you can save all of this stuff to your computer, and it captures everything. It captures the title and authors, the date. If it's part of a publication, a journal, it captures the journal volume and issue and all of the relevant information that you need, and actually it captures more information than you need. So now that I've gone through and found some sources and saved them using my browsers and the online databases through the library, I've opened up the standalone Zotero Manager here, and let's look at this real quick. So over here I have my organization system, I have my library, and I've created a folder called Research Design Read Later, and on the main panel in the middle, this is a list of all of the different articles. So if I click on one of these, you can see over here that it has the item type, title, author, the abstract, and all of the information you need, and even where it was pulled from and when you accessed it, and all of that stuff. If I want to read the article, all I have to do is double click on it, and it will bring up the PDF full text here. So not only can you use this to save your sources and read them, this also has a notes feature, and this is one of the things that makes it a little bit better than RefWorks in my opinion. So what you can do is you can either click on this and add a child note if I want to attach it to this particular article, or I can right click on the article and add a note that way, and it opens this box up over here, and I can type whatever I need to about the article. And then I have that note attached to it that I can get to at any point. So as you're going through this part, maybe creating the annotated bibliography, you can go in and add all the notes that you need. Zotero also supports tags, and tags are a way to organize your different sources, and it does a pretty good job with this too. So you'll notice that when I go into this, I haven't added any of these tags. This was added from the database or by Zotero using the search terms or the subject terms that the article was categorized with. So these are already here, and I can use those. If I click down here under approval ratings, it will pull up any of the articles that are tagged with approval ratings. So you can see I just have the one. So this is a great way to kind of manage and work with your system, your sources, excuse me. The final thing that I'd like to show you is how to create bibliographies and citations using Zotero. So let's say that I want to create a bibliography from some of these articles. The first thing I would do is select them, and I'm just going to grab a bunch here. And there's several different ways you can do this. The easiest way that I find is, I've already got Word open, you just drag and drop into any text box, and it will add the citations. You'll notice here that this is in APA format, and you can change the citation style that Zotero uses. But before I show you how to do that, let's look at how you would cite a particular article. So again, there's a couple different ways you can do this, but if you click on an article in here and then click on Edit and Copy Citation, you can just paste that into word, and it will add the citation for you here. So like I said, by default it's using the APA style. That's the style that I typically use, but you can change that style. So if you wanted to use the APSA style, you can do that. It takes a little bit of work because the the APSA style is not one of the styles that's included with Zotero by default. So you have to add it in. And the way that you do that is by going under Tools and Preferences, and then you'll want to go under Citation here and then click on Styles, and you would look in this list and say, oh, well, the APSA style doesn't exist, so you click on the Get Additional Styles link. And this brings up their website where it has their style repository, and you can see there's all kinds of styles in here. The easiest way for me to find the political science one or the APSA one is by clicking on the political science tag over here. And then I've already downloaded it, so you can see that it's in purple for me, but it's the fourth from the top. And when I put my cursor over it, it gives a little pop-up window that shows the way that the style would look as you're referencing different kinds of sources. So I would just click on that and save it to my computer. I've already done that, so I'm going to cancel that. And you still have to go back into your Zotero preferences and click on the plus button and select that file that you saved. So I'm going to do that. And it's going to ask me if I want to install the American Political Science Association style, and I do, so I click Install. And now it's added to the list here. So it's added to the list, but that doesn't mean that Zotero is going to start using it automatically. There's one more step that we have to do, and that's by clicking on the Export button up here at the top. You can see that the default output format is still APA 6th edition. So if I click on that, I can choose the APSA and then click OK. So now when I go back to Zotero here, and let me just get rid of my browser, if I drag this into Word, you'll notice that it's in APSA style. So as you're creating annotated bibliographies and bibliographies in general, this will save you a lot of work. It puts it in the right format. It does everything correctly. The things that are that need to be italic are italicized. The things that need to be in quotes are in quotes. So you can very quickly create a big bibliography from any number of sources. And that's really all I had to show you. I hope that you find this useful. And if you have any questions, let me know, and I'll be happy to try to help you with using this.